comments, questioning.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate you holding this important hearing today, and I thank all of our witnesses for being here to share your stories. This, in fact, is a crisis that we cannot adequately describe by talking only about the staggering numbers of unlawful crossings at our southern border, or by talking about the devastating economic impact, or the failure to enforce our laws. The true foundation of this crisis is the ultimate price that is being paid by American families who have lost sons and daughters, brothers and sisters to fentanyl poisoning or children being stolen into human trafficking. And you being here today allows us to share with the American people the true cost, what it really means when we fail to secure that border. So I thank you all for being willing to share your stories with us today. Mr. Ballard, I'd like to begin by returning to something you testified about earlier this morning. You said that in America today, it is easier to be a host family for a child coming across our border than it is to adopt a cat. Would you please share with us some of the things that should be done before a host family is approved as a safe place to place a minor child?
Yes, thank you very much. Again, having been through the process of adopting children, I know the care that these kids deserve. And I rescued these kids, and I still went through it. I don't see why these kids shouldn't have that same level of protection, especially in a country that is the #1 country in consuming child rape videos. This is not a safe country, unfortunately, for children who are unaccompanied and just walking around without any, a sponsor who's unvetted. And so more needs to be done. You can't just show a document and sign a paper. I mean, literally, you have to do more than that to adopt a cat from a shelter. I've done it, so I know. They need to be background checked, fingerprints. They're not being fingerprinted, okay, the sponsors, unless they can make that exception in the moment if they'd like to, HHS. No, you got to do it for everybody. Background check, criminal checks. Do the full, if they're claiming to be family, bring the DNA rapid technology. It's great, 20 minutes, you can confirm. Instead, they ripped it away, this administration, a few months ago. Why? They're already so less protected. Why do you take the few tools we have to protect these children? Why do foreign children deserve less protection than American children would be given if found in a similar situation?
Ms. Snodgrass, I'd like to return to your testimony, please. One of the things that is important about what you've shared with us today is the concept that fentanyl is making it into every area of our country, every part of our country. There are parts of Alaska in particular that are very remote, and your organization has heard reports about how fentanyl is getting into those communities. Would you share with us, please, what you understand about that subject?
Thank you for the question. So another community I just came back from is Chivak, Alaska. The only accessible route to Chivak, Alaska is either by seaplane or in the wintertime snow machines. And I was asked to come there to do a fentanyl response project presentation because they see the blue pills. That's what they call it in that community. The blue pills have made it into that community of less than 800 Alaskans. So you talked about the human toll. One member of that community dies, and it affects that entire community for generations to come. So the fact that cartels are targeting those kinds of communities, not only in Alaska, but also rural areas of the country, all around the country, Michigan, Minnesota, other communities that are rural in nature, Native American communities, it's devastating, absolutely devastating to a rural community in Alaska to lose one citizen. In Dillingham recently, they lost an 18-year-old girl, and that family, that community will never be okay from the loss of a child. I'm not ever going to be okay again. Never will I be okay again from the loss of my child.
What could Secretary Mayorkas be doing today that is not being done that would help stop the flow of fentanyl?
Today, Secretary Mayorkas said the Homeland Security could stand up a federal response to begin to discuss and figure out how to take it. I said it already once today. Take it to them. We're on the receiving end of this deal and have been for years. And quite frankly, the parents, my child is dead. I'm here for other people's children. We need to take this fight to them. We need to take it to China. We need to take it to Mexico and quit being recipients and victims of this war that we're waging. We need to take it across the border before it ever comes to the United States of America.
Thank you, Ms. Nagras. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.